Alright, we're going to be taking a look at the NetLink adapter again, but I'm not going to talk about the history or whatnot. I'm just going to show you what happens when you actually put the NetLink adapter in while you're playing Duke Nukem, right before. This is what happens. You get taken to this screen where traditional essentially just means, you know, like let's play the offline game. The NetLink zone would originally have taken you to a site that pretty much basically was sort of like a chat room almost, where you could go ahead and just find other users who are playing different NetLink games and hook up. But today you have to go to the quick link, and this is really, really easy to do. All you have to do is pretty much click on the quick link and enter in the person's phone number. But there's a couple of things you can do before that, as I'm going to show you right now. And yes, that's right, it is the X-Band logo. That's what makes this all possible, for those of you who had the Genesis modem. Anyways, obviously that was only in Japan. These are all the different settings you can go to and whatnot. You can pick a different like avatar, which is kind of cool, so your friends and whatnot, when you're playing online, you can, you know, have your own little persona or whatever. I picked this guy here. And you can have your code name, which of course I have the same code name for pretty much everything. Just see me type in right now. This is all very, very exciting, I know. But I just wanted, you know, give you guys a little overview of how exactly this works. It's pretty remarkable. As long as you have a analog phone line and you're willing to pay the long distance charges, you're pretty well good to go. So, here we go. Just type in my name there. And of course you can have a taunt as well. Now, as always, you have to keep in mind that this is 1996, so, you know, it's kind of primitive by today's standards, but this was pretty mind-blowing stuff back then. Now, obviously, Duke Nukem wasn't released until 1997, but still, the point is that, you know, this was leagues beyond anything that the PlayStation or the Nintendo 64 were doing at the time. So, now that the taunt's done, I'm going to return, not going to bother with the phone or X-Band settings, going to go straight into dial. You obviously have to make sure your friend has their machine set up. Now, I'm not going to show you their phone number, but basically what happens is you get taken to a screen like this. It'll say dialing the number, then when it reaches them, it says exchanging information, and finally, here we go. So, Elder versus NWA. I'll give credit to my good friend there from the NetLink League in the description, but we call him NWA. That's good enough. But he has a YouTube subscription, and a huge thanks goes to him, because we had a really good time here just messing around. So here you go. This is basically what you're taken to. You can change between like a deathmatch type stuff or cooperative play. I wanted to show co-op play just to show a little bit of the game as well. You can change the level of difficulty and the level that you're playing on. And so now I'm going to shut up and watch a few seconds of this.
Come get some.
So everything you're seeing here is completely in real time. Obviously, I really suck. Well, I do suck, but the controls in this game are actually quite loose. It controls 10 times better with the keyboard, and the PlayStation version was a lot tighter and more responsive than this. I could actually do a comparison to show you, but whatever. I made a big mistake. I was actually using the analog controls for this and the 3D pad, and that was not a smart thing to do. Now, for those that don't know, for Duke Nukem, it manually aimed, as you can tell here, but I got to be really careful, because what happens is, if your buddy happens to be in front of you, the cursor automatically highlights them, and so you'll see there's some funny moments in here. But yeah, so if you're wondering, like, if I was drunk playing this or anything, no, I'm not. What it is I'm trying to strafe in, and I keep pressing the wrong button, like what you just saw as I entered this area. And it's difficult. It's just when you haven't played this in years and years and years, and you're going back and you're so used to dual analog first-person shooters, it's tough. But this is not Sonic R, okay? This is not one of these type of things where just going in a straight line is next to impossible. It's just that I'm just totally not used to the current setup. But that's not what we're here for. What we're here for is to see just how smooth the gameplay is, and as you can tell, it really is. It's lag-free. There might be a few hiccups here and there, but for the most part, this is extremely impressive for 1997. Yeah, and I said manually aim, I meant automatic. The computer is the one that takes control of the aiming and basically attaches the cursor to the closest person. Now you're going to see a couple of scenes that were quite funny, because there's no handicaps on or anything like that, so basically you can kill one another. So remember that and watch the rest of this video. It's quite funny. You have no idea how many times NWA actually killed me. It was quite something. So I'm going to stop talking. This is pretty well what you would get from an online game on the Sega Saturn. I'm going to try and show you guys Bomberman next, or one of the racing games. Like I said, in the history of the NetLink adapter, the games are extraordinarily expensive. So you try and get the ones that you have the most fun with. And this, once you get the hang of the controls, this is actually a lot of fun. But race games would be a lot better, I think, and so would Bomberman. Bomberman, I would assume, would be the absolute best. So that's it. That is the NetLink adapter. That's how you get it online to set up a quick match like that. And as you can tell, it works really, really good. So thank you very much for watching.
I needed that.